Welcome back, everybody, to Roe Knows Best podcast. We're calling this segment the Back from the Honeymoon. But real first, since TJ was gone last week, we're going to do a little catch up. TJ, you're officially back from the honeymoon. I see you're rehydrated and ready to go.
Yeah. No, we got back Saturday afternoon from Cancun, Mexico, and I won't talk too much about details because that we'll get into that later and everything. But had a nice, relaxing week and everything. Got to celebrate. Ashley and I hang out, drank spicy margaritas.
A lot of couples, especially nowadays, they always say they're going to take a honeymoon, but you got some advice. And what was that advice?
Yeah. So one of my old coworkers at UNK, he goes, "Don't wait." So without I'm not that he care if I name drop him and everything, but he was a GA downstairs, and then he got married, and he was like kind of going to be an assistant and everything and all that stuff. Or he might have been an assistant, one of the two, but a little bit lower on the totem pole. And then during they got married, I think over Christmas break, and at the end of Christmas break, the head strength coach called and was like, "Hey, I'm retiring." And so that next semester was virtually getting him ready to take over, as the director. And he's like, me and my wife had always said, "Oh, we're just going to do marry now, then in the summer." And then he's like, "We still haven't taken a honeymoon."
Yeah. Well, I was doing the same thing. I was coaching the Nebraska Cornhuskers. I was just a GA.
Yeah.
Told my wife, soon, and then I got promoted to head coach.
Yeah.
Took my $45 million contract.
Yeah.
Got fired after
job
6
calls.
months, but they had to pay me. So
why
not?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But anyway, no, I don't. I mean, Lisa and I took a small honeymoon. We were so broke it wasn't funny. We didn't have a pot to piss in or a window to throw it out of. But so we went to the boats and gambled. $300-400 that we didn't have. But it was fun. And because it was so quaint and stupid and little, it wasn't stupid. That's the wrong word. But Lisa still likes to go back to the boats. That's kind of her big thing. So.
Yeah.
But last week, your brother filled in. We had a great talk. Man, I'll be honest with you. Some things were said that really kind of touched some heartstrings, and we shared that with everybody. I don't know if you got to watch the whole episode, but
I started it, then I got wrapped up and saw something shiny.
He had some technical issues with his headphone and stuff that we had to fight through, but we had a good talk. It's interesting. You and I, since day one, have never been separated. And to see that dynamic play out was kind of fun. But quick recap of the wedding week whirlwind that you had to go through. Tell me about it.
Honestly, it was it was stressful, but not really. Stress isn't the right word for it. I wouldn't say I was ever stressed. I know Ashley was, and it's not from a fact of I know she did a lot more of the playing. Let's just be honest and everything. There's a lot more.
She wanted the day to be perfect.
But yeah, I think she just is anxious and everything, and obviously you want the day to be perfect and everything. But her and I have talked. I wouldn't change a single thing. It was a great day. Nothing went wrong.
From not that I, in the hundreds of weddings that I've helped plan, I would have to say that was the least stressed one I've ever been to. It was awesome. There was no drama. There wasn't any drama. Everybody had. There literally was no drama. I can't remember any.
No, nothing went wrong. We didn't have to improvise a single scene. Nothing. It just fell in order.
My brother, Chuck, absolutely killed it. Officiating your wedding. It was not that I didn't think you would, but just absolutely crushed it. It couldn't have been done more professionally. It flowed. It was quick. We were in that. You put us in that sauna barn, and in full penguin outfits. I have a suit now, but anyway, it was quick. Your guys' vows were really nice. It all flowed.
No, it was perfect. Yeah, no, and so it was wild. The ceremony was it was 12 minutes. It took more time to get us to the back, sign our marriage license, and line people up, and then get us to the door than the actual ceremony and everything, which was perfect. And that's what Ash always talked about.
That's what God intended.
Yeah.
I've been to some Catholic weddings where I should have wore sweatsuit or workout, up, down,
brought
eat
some
a cracker,
snacks,
drink some sauce.
Yeah.
It was crazy. So how weird does it feel to finally be on the other side of, fianced and now married? And I mean, obviously there's not a lot of difference as long as you guys have been together, but there is some. I mean, talk about it.
Yeah, so that's what Ash and I like all last week we were like talking about. What my first thing I noticed, right, is we send Instagram memes to her all the time. I send her 20 a day. It seems like I blow her phone up with them.
Just things you think are funny.
Yeah, that I think are funny or sweet, or some are like, why did you send me that? And I was like, I had to see it, so you have to too, and everything. But so before it's like, when my wife does, and then it's a funny scene, right? And I was like, when we were fiance or girlfriend and boyfriend, like it was always like, okay, no, that's the end goal. And it's like, no, now like I'm talking about my wife, and everything like that. And then one thing is like my buddy, I asked him, I was like, it had been when I came back and we golfed, and Ash was gone for I think it was her bachelorette trip. I came back and stayed and everything. Granted, I stayed there, but I kind of hung out with my friends more and everything. Right. But I asked my buddy Radley, I was like, is there any difference, right? I mean, you and Avery are pretty similar to Ash and I's situation. And he's like, the biggest thing is like, I felt like a sense of responsibility was like put on me that day, like I'm responsible for this human being and everything, and like, I kind of understand, like, obviously now like her dad gave her away and now like I'm legally responsible, I got to provide for her, care for her and everything, and all that stuff. Granted, I'd already taken that role, I think, in my mind years before she said I do, but
well, like Lisa, we're still in the honeymoon stage. She won't give this fat boy a break, she's gonna have to. I just 18 years of marriage, and she just maybe 19 she'll start leaving me alone a little bit.
Yeah.
Just I know I'm sexy and I can't help that, but I get her fire going.
Yeah.
But no, so the first week back in reality's kind of set in then, huh?
Yeah, kind of. Like, so, I mean, obviously Ash is back.
Job,
things
to do. Ash is back to work, I take it.
Yeah, so Ash is back. So, I mean, right, we moved. I had that conference, then we had wedding week, then we had honeymoon, and then now, like, so we knew we had like 4 weeks in a row where it was like bang, 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 bang. My time was already pretty much committed to something, and so it's kind of weird, like, now, like, that's over.
Absolutely nuts, like, how fast that flew by. Dude.
Yeah,
you remember? I remember you and I talking about it, like the 1st of May. Like, shit's about to
get real. This, like, look what I got coming up. These, like,
we're like, holy
and everything.
Shit.
But no, like, so now it's like I'm on the other side of that and everything, and now it's like I get to, like, now my priority one obviously is get trained, get salty in this new job, and Ash get back in the swing of things, start making a little money.
Are you excited for this?
I'm stoked. Yeah, I just there's a lot of like there's a lot of back end stuff like I told you, right, I've had to work from home the last couple of days, just getting trained and getting credentials and everything, just so I can actually be in the hospital and all that stuff. But I got to see there was like a I'm going to Warsaw for those 3 weeks and everything. So it got moved back and everything. So it'll be end of July, first week of August, I'll be gone. But I got like next week I get the pre-course materials and everything, because the 22nd, that's Monday, right? Yeah. So that's when it starts. And so
all that out.
It was cool. Like, so like there's like requirements, like I have to pass the course with an 80 before I can even go. And it talks about like week 1 is all about the knee, and then week 2 is all about the hip, and then week 3 is like, hey, these are our products. And then week 4 is like what do they call it in college when it's like a cumulative assessment and everything and all that stuff. So I have to pass that.
I mean, not that this won't be hard, but this is like your wheelhouse already. Yeah. This is what you know.
Yeah. And I mean, I'd like to think, like, I was looking over, like, it goes like anatomy and biomechanics of the knee. That doesn't scare me at all, and everything. And then like the parts that I don't feel like I have an edge on, but
the tendons, the muscles, and stuff like that.
Yeah, so I'm good there. It'll take I mean, I can't just sit here and I couldn't strip somebody's skin off and go, this is this. Well, I don't know. I probably could do a pretty good job.
Well, isn't it your job now? Like, you get in there and they're like, give me that fucking scalpel, and you're like, there, doc.
Well, no, so I'll never actually touch the patient.
I know.
But no, you're fucking this up. Get out of the way.
God damn.
No, like,
that's cool.
But it's just like, then it's like taking that and the understanding of it, and then the products that we actually have and sell,
and how they apply,
and applying,
what can happen, and scenarios that you might come across.
And so
every job is different type deal.
Yeah, it's just 3 weeks of hands-on, beach traditional training, and it takes months before you see something. It's like, no, in these 3 weeks we are going to show you everything we can. Yep.
Be a sponge.
And so it'll be like drinking from a fire hose, but at the same time I'm kind of excited for it, and everything. I like that setting.
It doesn't matter what you studied. Like, this is kind of how you learn the best. Just dump me in and pump me full.
Yeah. Well, and how the setup is, I've always like, I can't pick up a book and read something and necessarily just be an expert and all that stuff. But if you expose me and I can just see like the vocabulary and get a rough idea and maybe not answer all my questions, but then somebody shows me and all that stuff after I've had like my mind think about, critically think and try to understand it. And then somebody actually goes, hey, this is what this meant when you read this.
All right, fucker. Anybody can take anatomy and kinesiology and get an A in it. You can learn from a book, dude.
But that's not. I can, but like
people,
and not everybody's getting an A.
The ones that make that fucking statement go, "What's this? Just hold down the desk because you better show me how."
Well, and like but I don't know how to explain it. It's just like the best way I can, and it'd be like a 5-minute story, but it's how I had to study an anatomy. It's how I had to learn. It's how I had to study an anatomy and physiology, and it's how he had his course set up. And if I could learn like that every time. Yeah. But
take us into the next one, man.
Yeah. So kind of just, name of the episode, right, is back from the honeymoon. Obviously I'm back. We're back in the swing of things, back in the throes. So we kind of have segment 2 is going to be part A, part B. This first one is going to be from our point of view and everything. So firstly, we're going to bring up a topic, and then I'll answer, you'll answer, and then we'll just kind of bounce back and forth. But I have a list of topics, okay? So it's kind of groom versus father situation.
Yeah, I like
so,
it. I like it.
I'm going to have you answer first. Is my mouse dead? No, it's not. There you go. Sorry. Technical difficulty. All right. Best moment of the weekend. You go first.
Best moment of the weekend for me was watching you watch your wife come down the aisle. It's the only part of the damn ceremony that got my feelers.
Yeah.
And I didn't, it was too hot in there to cry. So.
Yeah.
No, I'm joking. It was nice. But that was my favorite part. That stands out the most. That's what I'll remember. The rest of it, watching everybody have a good time drinking. Yeah. I'm sitting there just sober as a judge.
But I'd say I'm the exact watching Ashley walk down and everything. Like I can still see her like coming across the door.
There was a pretty special moment though. You didn't get to see yourself, and I don't know if you'll see it in your wedding pictures, but when you didn't get to see her, but you got to touch her, or they put you on that corner that fits.
Yeah,
you were. I mean, you could tell that your feelers were going.
I had to wipe some gangsters out of my eyes and everything.
I bet she was sitting there rolling her eyes, like, "Is this bitch crying right now?"
No, well, because I didn't know if I was gonna cry, and everything. I was like, not that I don't. It's not a special and means a lot. No, but once you're actually in it, right away, it melted me. So
that's cool.
All right, so you asked the next one.
Most emotional moment of the ceremony for you.
So we just no, I wanted to ask because we just kind of talked about it too. No, you got it. No, that's the question. But I'm just saying we had just brought it up in our conversation. When it finally hit me was that first look of like, oh, this is like happening. Yeah. Like I'm excited. It was like a mix of like it was never a sad tear. It was just like so much excitement, so much happiness. It just like my software didn't know how to process.
Watching you dance with Lisa, your bonus mom.
Oh, yeah.
How you had it announced. Mm-hmm. And then, father, the groom usually gets to go first down the aisle. Well, it was really nice that my wife was with me, who spent so much time with you and thinks of you as her own as well.
Yeah.
That was pretty damn special.
Yeah. No, it was all around. Those were cool. I mean, both with Lisa and mom and everything, like just, it was like 3 minutes just to have a conversation, and everything, and kind of recap. And
the next one you have their father-son moment. We don't have to talk about the subject matter because that's a little sensitive, but when you and I went back to the groom's room and kind of de-escalated a little bit,
Yeah.
That was pretty special. I know it was for reasons out of control, but or not out of control by any means.
But
you know what I mean. Just to decompress a little bit. And that was where I was the one that you wanted there for that. Yeah. That meant a lot.
That was cool. Yeah. No, I agree. That was a really good moment.
Speeches, Radley's speech.
Radley. Yeah.
Hands down.
Yeah. Well, the thing is explaining to everyone
I want to relive it. I got to relive this first. Yeah. So Radley said when he met TJ for the first time, they went down to his basement and showed him his drum set and said, "This is my beat laboratory." And TJ's response to Radley was, "Oh, this is cool. Mine's in my bathroom."
Yeah. So that
was absolutely awesome. He got a little vicious towards in some parts of it, but that was funny. Yeah. That was funny.
Really went at my sexuality for a little bit and everything.
He really fucking came towards that.
Yeah, but it was him and Logan did a really good job. But for Radley's, everybody was asking me, "Did you actually say that?" I'm like, I'm not shitting you guys. That is the first statement I ever said to Radley. Because
oh really? I was like, I thought you made that up.
No, that is 100% real. That's the first interaction between Radley and I. We, because his mom and Emily was there, and Radley, and they were moving, and everything because their situation.
You said that in front of his mom and his
sister? So I was helping Radley move his drum set. So I was helping move the big things and everything, and we set it up and all that stuff. And I'm standing there, and he goes, "This is my drum set. Don't touch my fucking drum set." And then this is my beat laboratory and everything, stepbrothers. And I just went, "Oh, that's cool. My beat laboratory is my bathroom." And he just goes, "Sick."
No, that was awesome. That
is the first interaction between him and I.
No, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. But so I would say some of the funniest moment. I see the next one here. That nobody planned was like watching Noah croak out songs.
Shout it out, yeah.
Dude,
Twisted Shout.
Shout out to Noah for having absolutely no fucks given when it comes to him singing in front of people. I mean, but if he could sing as good as his heart thinks he's singing, man, he would be a millionaire.
No.
He just croaked those songs. I mean, full passion. Yeah. All you guys did, but watching Noah do it, I thought you and Radley kind of shared the spotlight on who sang the best. Radley did a really good job. That song was completely in his wheelhouse. We put you up to a couple of that, we knew you were going to butcher, but we know how you are. It's full heart, full throat. You're going for it. So, I don't know if Tyler told you this, but the camera lady, the one taking all the pictures, she's like, "I've done so many weddings, but if another Roe gets married, I am doing their wedding." The Roes know how to party.
Yeah.
As all like, us old people don't get up. But she said that right to Tyler. And, Tyler and your cousin Will and your cousin Trinity and your aunts.
That's cool.
Man, they all had a blast. They were involved. Your friends involved, and no one was left out.
Yeah. No, it was great. Cool. It was a great bridal party. And then, I know our photographer will never see it, but Jocelyn did awesome. She was straight. That was the picture. That was our photographer. No, she did.
She's a stud.
Yeah,
absolute stud.
She kicked
And then
ass.
She had that helper that was pregnant that fought through fainting. Man, yeah, she came over. She's like, "Can I have a water out of the cooler?" And I'm like, "Here you go." And she took a water and she went over, stood by the damn table and just fell over. And I'm like, "Oh my God." And I got up when I helped her up. I noticed she was pregnant. And I was like, "Dude, you need to sit down." It's like, "I just need a little water." And I'm like, "Dude, you're cooking a baby, man."
Yeah. It's not that deep. We don't care about your health,
Yeah, the roots ain't established yet.
Yeah, no. But no, I think the one thing I wanted to say though, and everything, Noah singing that song was pretty cool. But when we went on Logan's bachelor party, he sang that at South Dakota, He got the whole bar, and he, there's a stage where you sing, and the lady said, Noah walked to the clear other side of the bar and is singing to people and getting people involved, bringing them to the dance floor and everything, then they get a little bit louder now, and they get quiet, a little bit softer. Dude, the whole fucking bar got into it. Huh? Yeah, no,
that's pretty cool. No, I shout out to Noah, man. He has, if whatever part of our chemicals in our body that make being aware of oneself. When it comes to him having a good time, he is not aware of himself.
Yeah, no, he's a crowd pleaser.
He's a lot. Yeah, but he's, man, what a good friend to have.
Yeah, he does it for the love of the game.
Yeah,
but all right. So then the next one would be biggest surprise.
You go first. I don't know, man. There's so much of it. Probably the most. I told you to go first, but here I go. But the biggest surprise is there was no drama.
Yeah, that's what mine is.
I know we talked about that. It was just every single person there was happy to be there. If there was drama, it was kept quiet. No one was aware of it. It wasn't to the point where it was just fun. I mean, down to the ladies serving drinks. The people drinking, no one got out of control. No one got stupid. I'm not saying people didn't get stupid, but
it wasn't nothing. You have to take somebody home early and get 3 or 4 people to carry them. No, that's my thing too. It just flowed, like everything just
awesome.
Like
I mean, it was meant to be. So that was really, really good.
Yeah, no, that was mine too. So, but I think you have.
Yeah.
So no, you have the next one.
Yeah, if you could, I'm on the right one here. Unsung Hero Award, person who quietly saved the day.
Or I was thinking more of like an MVP award. Like if somebody just kind of kicked ass.
Honestly, Ashley's mom.
Yeah, she was in my
Dude, she is a stud. Like when I say that, all props to her. Food in the groom's room. Food in the bridesmaid, not just like here's some bologna, boys. Like prepped food, like snacks. Yeah, water everywhere. I know her dad probably gets second place. I didn't have to do shit but show up, which the MVP award definitely goes to her mom. Ashley's mom is a rock star when it comes.
I was gonna say because my thing is
supporting role. Her getting the bouquet was cool, even though there's a lot of single ladies there. Yeah. And I think a few of them were counting on catching that thing and shoving it in their man's face.
Yeah.
Ashley put that to bed right away.
Yeah.
But no, that was pretty cool. I'd never seen anything like that. So.
Yeah. No, she did a kick-ass job and everything. Yeah. But
who's the MVP in your eyes?
I was gonna say, I think I was gonna put a photographer, Ashley's mom. And my thing is that, I don't want to say I'm downplaying you and Lisa's impact and everything. You guys obviously did a lot and everything.
No,
made it possible. But I was gonna say,
my wife looked beautiful. That's for damn sure. Yeah.
And so, and then I was trying to think.
She worked very hard to get herself all put together, and she looked good.
Yeah. But and then I was gonna say, it's not necessarily individual, but I was in the wedding party. Like Ash and I talked about, both bridesmaids and groomsmen, they kicked ass.
Yeah.
I mean, they did. They
Family
were awesome.
member, probably, obviously her mom. Her dad, though, just cool as a cucumber. Her brother was super nice, supported. He just kind of always where he needed to be. It's like he understood his role.
Yeah, no.
Bridesmaids, though. So I got to give her shit. The maid of honor. The teacher.
Oh, Jeff.
Teacher friend.
Alyssa, but Coach Jeff.
Coach Jeff. I gave her. So we showed up there for the first night for the rehearsal dinner for the pizza. And, you were coming with pizza. I got there early. She stayed in her car with a plate full of cookies, and I was giving her shit the whole time. I was like, you're going to sit there in your car while people are showing up with a plate full of cookies and not bring those out and put them on the table? Yeah. I was just waiting for people. So I gave her shit about that the whole wedding.
But,
that's just, groomsmen, Bradley and your groomsmen as a whole did.
They did phenomenal. Yeah, no. So I think these are. I think we just do one more because this is the one I think would be cool. But a moment you'd relive.
I'd like seeing her walk down and you'd notice her again. I mean, in the wedding or period in life?
Yeah, just in the wedding.
Yeah. There's a couple of them. That first time is pretty right on.
Yeah.
No, in the wedding, probably watching you watch her come down, seeing her for the first time.
Yeah.
We worked real hard to make sure you didn't, and you worked hard to make sure you didn't. And that was a true reveal. So that was pretty cool.
That's insane. I figure a lot of these would be simple. That's my exact.
What made you? Yeah. What made you? What were the most nervous about, before the wedding?
And I said it in my vows too. It was never like a nervous feeling. I wasn't nervous and everything. It was like I literally said it. Because you got to write. I don't know if you actually wrote that part. I think I had written it because you wrote the back half.
I pretty much just verbatim.
Well, yeah, but as far as what you were able to firsthand see, read, right? But I asked I said, I've been asked on several occasions, are you nervous and are you ready? And I said, yeah, obviously I'm ready. And too, it was never a nervous. It truthfully felt like accomplishing something that I'd wanted for very long. It was like a sweet moment. So I was never nervous. So
looking back, was there worth anything worrying about that you should have worried about?
No, I can't. I
perfect day.
It went flawless. It was a perfect day. I'd relive the whole thing if I could, but if I had to pick a certain moment, it'd be when Ash walked down.
Yeah. So something about that people don't tell you about weddings. Is there something that was awesome that you didn't expect?
We kind of I think we just keep hinting at it, but as far as actually saying it, the general happy vibe, everyone that was there was happy.
That's unusual. That doesn't happen, dude. I've been to a lot of weddings. I've been best man in 5 weddings. Dude, there's always the night before, during, shortly after. Dude, there's some major drama.
Yeah,
major drama.
Everything.
I've been involved in night befores that we didn't know if the wedding was going to happen the next day. Serious problem. So
obviously we didn't have. It was day of Clay and I, my buddy Clay, we drove up at 6 a.m. to go see Ashley before we left. I just said hi and all that stuff and everything. She's just obviously in pajamas then. Then we went and hit a big Saturday. I didn't PR, but for my training habits, what I did hit, I was very happy with and everything.
Yeah, your brother stroked some lifts out.
Yeah.
Tyler.
Yeah. 295 front split. Yeah, no, Tyler, then we all got a lift. Everybody, it's in some way or shape or form hit something heavy. And it was, we had music blaring and vibes are going. And then came home, ate a Blackstone breakfast, and then wedding just boom, 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 boom.
I came for pictures, didn't eat till supper.
Yeah, no, that was sorry to get a drink. My mouth didn't dry.
Yeah,
but
maybe some Jimmy John's mini sandwiches.
Yeah,
for the wedding party while pictures.
Yeah, no, that would have been
but you can't think of everything. There was food. Ashley's mom was a rock star. I mean, if you kept your nose up, you smelled it.
But no, so we can kind of go into the next segment, just kind of finishing up wedding, honeymoon, and everything. So that you're gonna lead this one. You're just gonna kind of go down, but it's just a honeymoon report card and everything. We'll keep it short, sweet. All right, I can go through A plus through F, and if something's an F minus, I'm gonna open that door. But
if it's below a C, I want to hear why.
Okay.
If it's an A, obviously I get it. So destination grade.
I'm gonna go
before you went and after. Before you went,
C before, B after.
So it improved. That's good.
Yeah, and I don't want to sound bad and everything, but it's just
no food.
F. Terrible. But I mean, and so no, God. Well, okay. So when we went to go see Chichen Itza, we went and stopped at a buffet, and they had local food area, and then an international and everything. A little more Tex-Mex, and they had chicken nuggets and spaghetti and stuff like that. That was all really good, and the servers and the people down there and everything are super, super nice. And we we're on our own little cabana area with our tour group and all that stuff. That was really good. And then we had to show our marriage certificate when we got there, and we got upgraded to Star Club. which is like there's like certain pools where you have to have the bracelet to get in, and there's certain areas that have 24/7 food and drink and all that stuff. So but by one of the pools that we hung out at, their food was, they had these like beef fajita quesadillas. Oh my fuck. We had ceviche too, which is later at ceviche. You know what that is?
No.
It's like onions and bell peppers and tomatoes all chopped up, and then you what's called parboiling shrimp. So you just lightly, I don't think you cook it fully. You just get it so it changes to white, but then you dice it up and everything, and then it finishes cooking in the lime juice and cilantro. And so it's a raw, it's raw-ish, you know, and you use chips to eat it. It's fucking phenomenal. And so
it doesn't sound like you had a bad experience with
well, once we found out where to eat, that's where we ate and everything. But
getting ready to board the plane on the way home was like, oh, that looks good.
Yeah, but well, we ordered $90 worth of Taco Bell when we got back. So,
all right. So relaxation grade
A. Yeah, A. That was when we actually got to relax. It was really because, like, you know, I told you, like, grade. And this is
tell us about the bus experience.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go like C-. Chichen Itza, really cool and everything and all that stuff, but like Ash is not
place?
Yeah, it's like a Mayan ruin in the mid, and so there's like their temples and everything and all that stuff, you know, and it's still standing today. It's one of the wonders of the world. That is really cool. Like to think, okay, you know, before it was easy to build this stuff, or we had ways to make it easier. Like these people did it, and then you get a real like too. The one thing is like the Mayans, and I'm not a history buff, but from the sounds of it and what my personal knowledge, they were pretty smart for their time. Like they made the calendar, they, you know, and they planets, all that stuff. Butchering.
What else did they have to do? I mean, I'm not trying to shit on
any
cultures here.
Yeah.
What else? I mean,
well, no, but like that, as far as, you know, they got like, as far as like medicine and doing different things and you know, they were very advanced for their time. Yeah. You know, and like everything set up in the way that it is on purpose, and it lines up with something, or because it's here because we can see things this way and all that stuff, you know, and everything. And like it's like 4 football fields, and it used to be like all limestone floor and everything. And then there's a couple of hotels in Mexico that took the flooring to make the hotel with it and make it like a thing. But like, you know, like if you like once you actually see it and you go, when they did this, how and you know, makes the alien argument seem really like
how's the security and when you go off grid like that?
Good. Like we weren't really, I mean, we were obviously in Mexico, we know, you know, different things, but like where we were at, there's not necessarily that activity and all that stuff, you know, so it's stay with your people, don't go off.
They protect their tourism.
Yeah, you know,
it's a huge cash flow.
Well, yeah, they were talking about, so I don't know, I want to say it was like 5-10 years ago, somewhere around there was a big hurricane that hit the Cancun area, and it like, you know, trees and a lot of damage and everything and all that stuff. And like virtually the whole area of the country, like just partnered together to get it cleared up, because like tourism is such a big aspect of it. He's like, you know, it happened in August. By Christmas, we were up and running and waiting for you guys to come back down here. You know, he's like, you know, the tour guide's like, if I don't get tours, I don't work.
Yeah.
You know,
you talked about it, the couple complimentary package that they upgraded you to.
That was huge. That was nice. And then like, you know, we always, you know, room service 24/7, you know, things like that. Like it was nice.
Funniest honeymoon story. Grade it, and then I want to know it.
I'm gonna say funniness. I'll just give it an A, and it's more funny to me. We got these, and I don't have mine on anymore, but we got these bracelets at Chichen Itza, and mine was like all black and had a tiger's eye, and Ash's was every bead that they get from that area all on one bracelet. And she wanted to put it on her ankle and everything. And so she gets it on, and then she's like, oh yeah, look, but it's kind of small. The band was all stretched out, and she goes to take it off, and the bracelet breaks right on the bus. And it crushed her. Like she just looked at me like a beat puppy dog, you know, because she was sad. Obviously, you know, this bracelet from there. We're back on the road and everything. But it, you know, it was funny. But like also at the same time, I was like, if I could get off this bus and go buy her another bracelet right now to never see that look on her face again. But yeah, and you just hear all the beats down the bus. Yeah.
I bet if you try, you could probably contact somebody in the hotel and get another one of those bracelets.
Well, and so and it was, you know, and now like we got like these little like they actually fit.
Maybe Ashley could hit the Stairmaster and get them ankles a little skinnier.
But no, it was funny, but also at the same, that's kind of what came to mind.
What biggest surprise? Grade it and tell me what it is.
So Cancun, and it's only like 50 years old, and they were telling like when. So grade it.
Crazy to me.
Yeah, right. So,
dude, I'm 46.
Yeah, well, see, it's like 10, 15 years. Like I think as far as touristy, older than you. I mean, it's always obviously exists, right? But they were saying how it kind of came. The Mexican president at the time had a friend in Isla Mujeres, so that's area by us. That's technically where we were at.
You would want
to and so he had a friend, and so he traveled down, and he's like, we have all these beaches and these areas. He's like, we should be doing something with this. What can we do? And the friend is like, tourism, resorts and things like that. And so that's what sparked it. And then now that's what, but, and then Cancun is, so he said right? I don't know if it's either local language or if it's in Spanish, but can is snake and Kun is pit. So it's a snake pit because like over there and everything, and all that stuff. That's just what it was known for at the time.
Yeah.
And so now it's resorts.
There's tourism all up and down that coast of Mexico.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Like it's literally a resort area. I mean, like there's just this road, and it's this resort on your left, this resort on your right, point my left, your right, left, and everything. Like that's what that whole area is dedicated to. And then there's Cancun, the city, and the airport, and different things like that. But even then,
that's where you flew out of. That's international.
I believe so. I mean, it has to be, right? Because we crossed back over, but
they have the international. Basically, they have customs.
Yeah. So we get all that stuff and everything.
Overall honeymoon grade.
A or A minus. Like there's the actually it was like it's nice, like, right, we got a week to just celebrate. We got to unwind, decompress, hang out by the pool.
It amazes me too because like the whole idea of having to travel for a week to me, there's no fucking way.
Yeah.
That would feel like a rest, like a rest.
Yeah.
It would be I'm just not built that way. Like when we went to DC for 2 weeks, I swore to myself I'd never travel again.
Yeah. And so like, I mean, it's fun, but like I was thinking, right, like towards the end, like even Ash, like, okay, we're ready to be home, and all that stuff. Like, then there's, and I did a pretty good job, but like, obviously with me starting that new job, there's just things getting emailed to me and things I had, and I had to make a conscious effort to be like, no, I'm going to put this away. Right. This problem will still be here when I get back and everything, so.
Would you recommend it?
Yeah. I would. I mean, my thing is, right, like even though Ash and I, it wasn't, 100 out of 100. Like I know there'd be certain, it's a nice resort. The people are nice. They, obviously like they want you there, they need you there and everything. So they make a good job of making you feel, but
welcome.
Yeah. But as far as me going back, I think I'm good.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, real quick, I want to take a second, if you don't mind. Mm-hmm. We got a sponsor again for the podcast, and tonight's episode of Roe Knows Best is brought to you by Old Depot Vineyard and Winery in Brady, Nebraska, owned by our good friends Jason and Sharon Axtell. The Old Depot isn't just a winery; it's a piece of Nebraska history. The building itself began life as a train depot in Gothenburg before eventually being moved to its current location in Brady. Today, it serves as one of the most unique destinations you'll find anywhere in central Nebraska. Jason and Sharon have built something special. They produce a variety of Nebraska wines, serve incredible food, wood-fired pizzas, and have created a place where locals and travelers alike can gather, relax, and enjoy the company. They've also been tremendous supporters of our other local businesses, including our family's business, Lazy RW Distillery. If you stop in, be sure to ask about one of their signature cocktails featuring Lazy RW. There's nothing better than seeing local businesses support each other and helping rural Nebraska thrive. One of my favorite things about the Old Depot is that you'll never know who you'll meet. You might be sitting next to someone from Curtis, Gothenburg, North Platte, or even New York. And as Sharon says, people think they're in the middle of nowhere, but really they're in the middle of everywhere. And if you're looking for a great food, great wine, outstanding cocktails, and even better people, make plans to visit the Old Depot Winery in Brady. Tell Sharon and Jason the Roe family sent you. The Old Depot Winery and Vineyard, preserving history, supporting local business, and bringing people together one glass at a time. And they are awesome people. And I know that was read, but it was meant from the heart. If you have any interest in being a sponsor of Roe Knows Best and want the opportunity to be in front of one of tens of people, please reach out to either TJ and I, text message or Facebook. Where we have a few others in front of you, but we would gladly put you in line. It's reasonable, very reasonable. Beggars can't be choosers, but we do like to support. And I get a lot of compliments on our mentions. So if you'd like to be involved in one of our episodes, we will do one an episode. I don't think till we get famous. And I could say we have 100 followers. I don't know. We probably won't push it and bore you with that. But thank you, Sharon and Jason, for sponsoring tonight's episode. All right.
So now we'll kind of just do this kind of rapid fire and everything. But this segment is red flag or green flag. So I got 6 for men and 6 for women. You'll see I kind of have labeled on there who's asking what and everything, and then that person's going to answer and all that stuff, and then we can do a quick agree, disagree, or why you're saying this and everything. So why don't you just open the can of worms, Dad, and ask the first one.
TJ, wait 1 second.
Men, men, boom, men, right. Men 1.
So 1 has no hobbies outside of work.
Red flag. Even if it's like as simple as gaming, you got to have something.
Like the man does, or the woman?
Yeah, no, it's like those. So these are qualities that a man has, and it's either a green flag or a red flag and everything. And
I got a red flag.
Yeah, but there's like even like little thing like it just you gotta have a little bit of edge to your sword,
My hobbies are work generated though.
Yeah.
Like if it's a hobby, it's something I'm doing to generate.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
I read that as more like you said, more. Do you have an edge to your sword? Are you something outside of it? But all right. So he still hangs out with the friends that or the same friends he's had for years.
I think it's good. It's a green flag.
Mm-hmm.
I got another red one.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But no, I think it could go either way. I think in some situations, right? Somebody's going to read that.
Write these because I was going to have 5 fucking red flags.
No.
The next one, read it.
He never asked for help. Yeah.
Red flag, but
I don't think. I mean, because I don't think that's a red flag. I don't mean it can be right, but it means I want to get stuff done. He's like, I'll take care of it. I'll deal with it. I don't think that's the red flag.
No, I'm the same way. He calls his mom multiple times per week. I think it's good. I mean, I don't know. There's an obsession, but I mean, I can't do anything unless I call my mom. That's a problem. But keeping my mom in the loop. There's people I wish I could call my mom more. I can't.
Mm-hmm.
So
all right. So you asked here. I can ask you now. We kind of flipped it. He immediately admits when he's wrong.
I think that's he better. I mean, it's tough, and it's a learned trait, but it's like a reddish brown flag that should turn green because it certainly solves major problems.
Yeah. All right, so then you ask the last one.
He has a group chat that's active every single day.
I don't think that's a bad thing, but I think it can. I mean, you got to text your boys.
Yeah. Let's burn through these women ones because honestly, we should be able to cite them. We aren't women ourselves, but the first one, red flag, green flag. She tells her friends everything. I'm red.
I mean,
go wash your fucking laundry outside the goddamn house.
Yeah, don't tell them I beat you. All right, keep that shit inside the house.
God damn it.
Yeah.
You're up.
But All right, she has a very close relationship with her father.
Very important.
Yeah.
Green flag.
I think likewise.
She always wants pictures taken when traveling.
I'm kind of impartial, but it drives me insane. I hate pictures.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I think it's positive, but I don't like it.
Yeah. But all right, she can openly tell you when something is bothering her.
That's called a miracle. I'm just saying, if you find one, trap it.
Yeah.
We need to study it.
Yeah, study it for science. Yeah.
Because that's a dude. No.
Yeah.
She has a highly detailed 5-year plan.
I'm gonna go like what's in between red and green. Does that make brown?
That has. I'm 50-50 with it because I like the idea, but if it's like we're not deviating from that plan and it causes friction, that's a problem. But
that's my
being organized and having an outlook. I mean, that's almost reassuring.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, has an idea, has a vision for something, you know. No, I agree. All right, so she can laugh at herself.
I think that's an awesome trait.
Yeah.
Very, very. I think it's a great trait.
Yeah.
Yeah. A green flag. 100%.
Yeah, I'd agree. But
well, this has been a hell of a lot of fun. But let's close her out, TJ, and I'm gonna let you run through the marriage tip of the week.
Yeah. So I saw this quote. I thought it was cool, right? So the wedding is one day, the honeymoon is 1 week, the friendship is is the next 50 years, and kind of the idea behind that is protect the friendship and everything. So you can go your perspective and my perspective on that, but I'll kind of let you go first.
Just a couple quick things is I think protecting the friendship is what matters because love isn't all the time. It's bits and pieces of that you hold on to and you look for because to sit here and say that, I love my wife, but to sit here and say that every moment of the day I'm just melting over is not true, but it's moments that you only get from that person that and the friendship, being able to laugh together, it's just huge. It's huge. And if one thing that Lisa and I have all, is the problems we have or the problems we don't have, we do laugh a lot still, and I think that's a huge glue.
Yeah. So then I kind of my perspective on that too, right, and everything. And I've like told Ash this before, like it's wild, right? I'm only 24, she's 25, and everything, and think about it, right?
God damn.
When I'm when I'm an old man and I'm 74 and she's 75, at that point we'll have been together for like 50 years, and everything. Yeah, and even crazy. Though there's days where I want to rip her head off, she wants to rip my head off. Like I feel like I like being around you. Like, when I was gone in Salt Lake City, all I could think about, is I was seeing something. It was like, I'm texting. It's like, no, okay, I wish you were here to experience it with me. And
I don't like just telling you about that stuff. As you mature in your marriage, the hard feelings that you have now are good. They're what create the foundation. But it's remembering that because as just like anything else, as time goes on, that pull, that newlywed, that whole story is every time you as a married man, you have sex in the first year, you put a penny in the jar. And then after that first year, every time you have sex, you take a penny out and you'll never empty the jar.
Yeah.
So things change, but remember the good and don't look for the whole thing to be just a top 10 day. Look for little moments of that day that were good. An exercise I learned in therapy when I got teamed up by 2 women was no matter what happens, find 3 positive things in the day. And if one of them's waking up and you were there, that's a positive. I'm by no stretch of the imagination a romantic person, and Lisa deserves that, but I just don't possess it. But one thing I can find positive in her every day, and that's a good thing.
Yeah.
She might not be able to find it in me, but she might be mad for a week. She'll come around.
Yeah, she'll come back. But
so
no.
Well, right on, TJ. Well, I think this is a great show. We went a little longer than we normally do, but we had a lot to talk about, and it's good to have you back.
Yeah.
I think it'd be fun to, now that you're back, to do a sibling one, maybe up here in the future where we get Morgan and Eric, or maybe Morgan and then Eric, or whoever, but put them on here and hear about some of your guys' war stories growing up.
Yeah, that'd be fun. Yeah.
So
love to coordinate
something to look forward to, but it's a fun night. TJ, keep kicking ass at your new job. If anybody wants to be a sponsor of our podcast, make sure you let us know. Reach out to TJ or I. But thank you for everybody. Thank you for listening. And, like and follow and all that crap. I'll be posting a few of these things on TikTok to get you guys interested. It'll be posted tomorrow night, which you guys will already, whatever. I don't know if I need to say that or not.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
all right,
there we go. All right. Peace out.